Volleyball, men's soccer, and cross country grab big road wins over the weekend, while women's soccer grabs a big win at home.
We've got all that and more on this week's edition of Monday Minutes here on Osprey Sports Network.
Hey Ospreys, I'm Elizabeth Norton.
And I'm Christian Rui. It was a big weekend for the Ospreys. Let's start with the women's soccer team at Hodges Stadium.
The Ospreys closed their non-conference slate with matches against Furman and Georgia Southern. It was a tough 1-0 loss on Friday, but they rebounded with a 1-0 win over Georgia Southern on Sunday.
Sarah Watson netted a goal in the 60th minute that proved to be the eventual game winner.
I mean, the team, throughout the, non-conference season, I mean, we've remained positive and worked hard, and we knew we were close in a lot of games. I mean, we had a lot of 1-0 losses, so, it's just knowing that, hey, eventually something's going to fall for us, and, we're going to get a win. So they, I thought we played well against Furman. They're a great team, and we were a little unlucky there, but, we try not to focus on too much of the past, and, that game was over, and so the biggest thing was to step out today and, after those Friday games, it's tough playing on Sunday, but the girls really stepped up and played hard. And, Sarah put the PK away. And, I thought our defending, we defended well. We bent a little bit, but we didn't break, and we got the shutout. So proud of them.
I knew I was going to put it in the back of the net because we've been practicing those this week, and I know that the team needed this goal. We focused on mindset a lot this week, and we worked very, very hard in practice this week, and we knew that we needed to end non-conference with a win.
Well, we switched formations, so that was big. We switched into a 4-4-2, so that gives us a little bit of an opportunity to defend differently than we have been. Our backs stepped up a lot. They were picking up players that typically mids would pick up, but they were holding their own back there. Just winning tackles, getting the ball out, connecting. So defensively, we just locked down more individually, and I think we were able to attack more because of that. It's just the details, mindset and, work rate and willpower. That was our focus this weekend, was just mindset and willpower. And obviously it was a hot day. People were tired. We got a lot of little tweaks and injuries. But when it comes down to the last, 15, 20 minutes, just mindset and willpower. Our coach, she had a pretty good pregame talk today too. So she got us hyped. But, we had a coach's birthday, good pregame talk. Everybody was in it together, so it was just good day.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a couple moments where we panicked a little bit, but I think we were able to solve those moments where we had a little bit of panic. And but yeah, it's focusing on little details, connecting passes, playing to the right person, having a good first touch, and little things, just effort, tracking back to get in your shape. But no, I mean, I think they all gave the effort today, and they definitely earned that win today. So it was good for them.
The men's soccer team also took home a win in overtime over UNC Greensboro on Friday.
Helga Peachman scored the game-winning penalty kick in the 8th minute to earn the 3-2 victory. They'll turn their attention to a matchup with number 3 North Carolina tonight in Chapel Hill.
Also in action were both tennis teams, with the men's teams competing at the Virginia 1+1 Invitational. They'll be back in action next weekend at the Bedford Cup in Fort Myers, where Jack Findle-Hawkins looks to defend his singles title.
The women's tennis team had their first weekend of competition of the year at the UCF Invite. In total, the Ospreys tallied 17 total victories.
Cross country was in action over the weekend in Gainesville at the Mountain Dew Invitational. The women's team placed second overall, while the men's team beat their host Florida for the team title. With us is Coach Jeff Pigg. So Coach, what was the key difference maker over this past weekend?
Well, I think that our team's growing up a little bit. We've got a lot of sophomores that, they were freshmen, they showed promise, and it just takes time. I mean, it's like anything that, is of real value. It doesn't come without a lot of hard work, and so our guys have continued to work hard, and we've got better guys too, so it's kind of a combination of both.
Coach, how does the team mindset change when there's a team trophy at the end?
Well, I mean, I think cross country is kind of one of those things where, individually you can have a good race and maybe your team doesn't, but then you try to have it be where all the guys are working together to get it done. And I think that, obviously there's special incentive when you go to Florida and compete. There was like probably 28 or 30 college teams in that meet, and we know Florida's very good. So, it's like there's, Florida's always going to have a little bit of a bullseye on their back when we're competing against them in probably every sport. People would love to have a chance to beat the Gators, and so, that's one of those things that the team trophy. I mean, it's something that we were hopeful of getting, and we talked about that. I mean, our goal is to just keep getting better and be our very best at the end of the season when we line up at the ASUN Championships here on October 30th. But obviously you want to line up and compete, and that was just a real good day for us, and it certainly helps our confidence as we move forward.
Right. Well, thanks, Coach. Wrapping up, we're going to head to the court to catch up with the volleyball team, who continued their winning streak with a sweep of the Citadel tournament in Charleston, South Carolina.
With us is voice of the Ospreys, Richard Miller. So, Richard, the UNF volleyball team has taken 7 matches in a row, and they face ASUN champion JU this Friday at home. What do you think of their keys to success?
Well, guys, what I've seen recently is this team chemistry and depth, and it's something the coaching staff talked a lot about last week. When you can interchange a number of players, and it really comes down to, even in warm-ups, they're setting their starting lineup. So that is amazing for any team. Depth, chemistry that equals a win streak.
Who do you see to have a big match for the Ospreys?
We've seen recently with North Florida's depth that it could really be just about anybody, whether it's Kimberly Ferguson, Karina Hoff, Tessa Alleyman's been outstanding. So look for the right side, outside hitters. They can interchange so many different pieces. So for North Florida, it's really one of maybe 6-7 players that can step up, and that's huge for any team when it comes to depth.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks, Richard. From all of us here at Osprey Sports Network, I'm Elizabeth Norton.
And I'm Christian Ruhe.
I'm Richard Miller.
Have a great week, and go
Ospreys!
Ospreys!